I did not desire to answer you again, monsieur. However, I do not wish to leave you any subject for complaint against me. We can continue this correspondence on one condition. Abandon a language I cannot and will not listen to. Renounce a sentiment which offends and frightens me. In offering you my friendship, monsieur, I give you all I can bestow. Only consent, and I shall forget everything which may have been said to me.
No, madame, I will not be your friend. You may bring my love to despair, but you cannot destroy it. What cruelty is it that envies me even the happiness of loving you? That is mine, independent of you. Let us put it more plainly. You do yourself an injustice. To know you without loving you is impossible. Far from agreeing to your insidious offers, I renew at your feet my oath to love you forever.
I didn't like the Vicomte de Valmont at first, for Mamma speaks very ill of him, but I've never seen such an able man. When he gave me Danceny letter, it was right in front of everybody, and nobody saw anything. I was so surprised I didn't even know what to do, until he gestured I should put it in my pocket. I don't know how he does it. He told me in the note that he would appear not to pay any attention to me, and yet every time I seek his eyes, I'm certain to meet them at once. He has hidden paper, pens, and ink under the wardrobe, so that I can write letters and leave them there for him to pick up and send to Danceny without anyone knowing. And he's so thoughtful as to suggest I return Danceny's letters to him as well, so that I will not risk being compromised. There's a friend of Mamma's here whom I didn't know, who also seems not to like Monsieur de Valmont at all, although he's very attentive to her. I'm afraid you will soon grow weary of the life we lead here and return to Paris. He must have the good heart to have come out here on purpose to help his friend and me. And he has promised Danceny to procure the two of us an opportunity to see each other. I should like to show my gratitude, but even if I could get the opportunity to speak to him, I should be so bashful that perhaps I should not know what to say.
I foresee that vengeance will be swifter than love. The Volanges girl, who I concede is very pretty, is dependent simply upon the opportunity. But it is not the same with Madame de Tourvel. She is an annoying woman. I do not understand her. Her offer of friendship was a plan of capitulation. The whole thing showed her desire to be deluded, and in refusing it, I felt sure that I should not grant her the happiness of having me in her arms until I had forced her to admit her desire for it. But her latest letter offers as many proofs of resistance as the former of love. And indeed, I am afraid she will escape me. The first effect produced by my return made me hope for something better. To be sure of seeing her first reactions, I sent no one on ahead of me and calculated my journey to arrive when they were at the table. In fact, I dropped from the sky like a divinity in an opera. My fair one had her back to the door. I spoke to Madame de Rosewood, and at the first word, Madame de Tourvel recognized my voice and gave a cry, in which I thought I noticed more love than surprise or fear. I sat down at the table behind her. She did not know what she was doing and what she was saying. Less than a quarter of an hour afterwards, she escaped into the park, under the pretense that she needed air. Later that evening, I was able to watch her in the drawing room, where she was stretched out on the sofa. My eyes wandered all over her person. When they returned to her face, I found her soft gaze fixed upon me. Immediately, it was lowered again, but little by little our eyes grew accustomed to seeing each other, and I perceived in hers a soft look of desire. But she soon recovered herself, and not without some shamefacedness, changed her attitude and her gaze. Not wishing to leave her in any doubt that I had noticed, I got up quickly and asked her anxiously if she felt ill. Immediately everyone surrounded her. This also gave me a chance to pass Danceny's letter to the Volanges girl. I send you her reply, and the latest letter from my fair one. Read them, or don't. This perpetual repetition, which is ceasing already to amuse me, must be very insipid to anyone who is not directly concerned.
Anyone who read your letters, monsieur, would think me unjust or capricious. Nothing could be further from the truth. You had my indulgence, despite the offense you gave me, and yet you have observed none of the conditions attached to it. Your correspondence has been such that every one of your letters has made it my duty not to reply. After having promised to go away from me, you return without having been recalled, without having even the politeness to inform me beforehand, so I was surprised and embarrassed in front of others. At table, you chose a place exactly beside mine. In the drawing room, if I said a word, it was always you who replied. The most insignificant words served you as a pretext for returning to a conversation I did not wish to hear, which might even have compromised me. Thus, I am forced by you into immobility and silence. And nonetheless, you continue to pursue me. I cannot raise my eyes without meeting yours, and if I look away, seeking the solitude of my own thoughts, you draw the attention of the whole company towards me. And you complain of my conduct, and you are surprised at my eagerness to avoid you. Rather be surprised that I did not leave the moment you arrived. I shall never forget what I owe to myself, what I owe to the bonds I have formed, and I beg you to believe that if I ever found myself reduced to having to sacrifice them or sacrifice myself, I should not hesitate for an instant. Goodbye, monsieur.